So, Mr. Lowman, what inspired you to be an art teacher?
Well, when you spend as much time in school as I did, you have a number of teachers. So as I went through high school and college, I developed relationships with those teachers, and there was always a sort of a give and a take as I went through with school, realizing that the identity of the art teacher is not that they're not artists. They are, and I think what I found to be the best suit for me, in terms of me in the studio, is with students, and my ability to still make my own work really feeds off of the engagement that I have with students. I like that sort of dialogue that happens where I'm doing this all day and I'm helping other people do it, but I also feel like I'm more dynamic in my own studio when I'm doing those things, which is probably not like a lot of artists. They would rather just spend most of their time doing their own work 100% of the time. But I get energy from the students and find that to be a nice fit.
Is there a certain artist that you admire?
I really like a lot of artists, but any artist that is making work, putting themselves out there, being honest to the process. I mean, the market of being an artist is really difficult. There's a lot of different markets.
We heard that you're starting a project in the Twin Cities of building an art studio. So can you explain what you're doing with the project and who it's for and what the project even is?
So the project is actually in Cambridge, Minnesota. So it's about 40 minutes north, and it started because some friends of mine purchased 25 acres of land, and in the last 2 years they have developed an organic farm. And so the farm is a huge part of the community environment to that project. But included in that will be artist studio, and the first step is to build a large wood kiln. And that project, anytime you get into a project that involves brick, especially today, you're looking at a lot of money in purchasing each individual brick. One brick is like $4, and I need like 10,000 brick. So you need to be really resourceful and creative in how you acquire and how you are able to get your brick, because you're not always able to do brand new brick. So what I did is contacted some leads on bricks that have been sitting around for almost 100 years, still in great shape, and we were able to unstack and restack about 2,500 brick and get it up to the kiln site last summer, late fall, and so we're in the process of acquiring all the materials that we need. So the kiln will be about 200 cubic feet, so it'll be a big kiln. It'll be fired exclusively with wood. There won't be any gas or electricity on site, and it will take a small village, so to speak, to fire the kiln. So it'll fire over 2 entire days, so 48 hours of constantly having to have somebody there stoking the kiln so that it reaches the temperature of about 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. And the way I see this project functioning and sort of enhancing even the SPA community is my students eventually being able to put pieces in the kiln, and then when the kiln is firing, they would be responsible for taking on like a 2-hour shift of stoking the kiln. The work that comes out of a wood kiln is a little different than the pieces that you see that come out of the kilns here at SPA. Traditionally there are no glazes. The glazes and the surfaces of the pieces are covered in ash, and then the ash melts and can create really nice glazes. But for the most part, it is kind of a self-glazing environment where the environment of the kiln distributes that ash and allows coloration to happen in that manner in the process of firing the kiln. It's a sustainable style of firing where we're using sustainable resources, so that's a big part of this that goes along with the organic farm. And eventually there is the hope that we're able to establish, art sales with the organic farm being and the crops that are being sold, live music, any other venues of that nature, so that it really kind of hits a lot of different things. For me, I'm trying to establish my own studio, and with that, like I said, allow other people other students and individuals that I work with access to a really unique process. I expect that it'll take still a couple more years for that to be completed, but it's a fun process. I'm not in a big rush to do it. I would like it to happen in a way that I'm not pushing anything too quickly, and I'm able to design buildings in the kiln, in a manner that are kind of interesting objects themselves, and hopefully they'll function really well in the meantime. So that's about it.